Hello guys, welcome back. It's episode number 9. I'm Imperial Jedi, and this is, of course, Imperius Ravenna, the ever so beautiful city, which is growing, as I always say, at a very great pace. Really nice little skyline we got over here too. Loving this area. Very happy with this junction, holy smokes. And actually, I made a few changes off camera. Let me point those out before we kind of dive into our episode. But I kind of changed a few in-town roads just to accommodate our trams for an upcoming episode of that. So let me show you what that looks like. It's our new and improved tram network. No lines just yet, but this is all the tram tracks, kind of highlighted in the purple, which is pretty cool. So still some room to grow and connect. And then I put this nifty little rail transition, little link interchange thing right over here. It's pretty cool because it's kind of like over two different heights and everything as well, right? Which is kind of neat. So hopefully we'll see some train traffic. This is now connected. Oh, there goes one. The whole way over to here, and there's another train right now. Look at that. So we're getting some train traffic on the tracks here. Had a few of you request that, and you guys were kind of hoping for that at the end of the last episode, and I totally understand. Just time got a little bit away from us, as it sometimes does. But yes, trains. Working on our little elevated network too, which is really sweet. So I'm excited to get trams and like cars and like everything kind of like, you know, working in conjunction with one another. Should make for some really nice screenshots. Okay, so for this episode, what I was hoping to do was stretch these one-way roads across the river, bring this road across as well, and then build ourselves a university campus over in this kind of area right over here. So we have a nice kind of view of the downtown, like the old historic part of the city here. And man, this is going to be so cool, the trams and everything. Oh, I'm so excited. Lots to do. All right, so let's start with that, because it'll take probably the entire episode to do it, so hopefully we can even finish it. Okay, so very simply, let's just bring these guys right across. And I'd like to have a bridge that kind of goes at like a level crossing. So, I mean, just basically that, I guess, yeah. That's actually pretty convenient. And if we have it end at the same point, I think the pillars should line up. Oh, yeah. All right, now, as far as this side is concerned, let's do one of those really cool, nifty roundabouts that we've been making. Give ourselves a little bit more room. Start that going across. We'll change the directions and everything afterwards. Most of this is just kind of placeholder just to get us started. And let's go the same distance in between as the other roads. Seems to be working well for us. I mean, the terrain, it's a little uneven, so we might notice that in our roundabouts, but I think we'll be okay. Oh, I still love that. Hope you guys are using that in your cities. Very fun little experiment thing we discovered by accident. A little happy accident, as Bob Ross would say. What if you guys compare me to him, which is kind of interesting. I kind of get that vibe, I understand. Like, I enjoy watching, like, you know, the painting and all that stuff too, right? So, it's like the journey and everything. Okay, so let's just put these so we don't forget what direction we need to go. Okay. And then in terms of the university campus, what I'd like to do is have that just kind of on this little plateau part of the hill. Facing kind of inward, so it's in the same direction as our historic old town. And then I'd like to do kind of like a little college town around it. So a lot of housing, some like housing districts, like kind of suburbs kind of style, but most of the students would kind of live there. And then, you know, I mean, in terms of just getting the city into like the next like levels and like higher buildings in terms of offices, that kind of stuff, like we really have to do a university. Like our citizens have to be educated. Like you'll notice that our our condo towers are much taller than our offices. And that's because our condos are like a higher level, so it's easier to level them up. But our offices won't get any higher unless we get better educated workers. So that's why we're doing the university. Sorry for that little random sidetrack. And wow, I want to do something kind of cool over here. I have a fun idea, and I think it's doable. But at the same time, I don't know, maybe. Okay, let me try something here. So I'm going to switch to a different type of road. And I'm going to do that, I think, around here. You guys are going to see what I'm up to. I'm kind of envisioning something, so if it doesn't work, I may abandon it, but I think I'm going to be okay. Can we turn the snappers off? Try and go as straight as I can with that. That's not so bad. Oh. Put the old snaps back on. Okay. So I want to break this. Oh, yes. Okay. Cool. And then I want to put trees up along the side of this that are maybe taller than the ones that are on the road right here. Oh, yes. Excellent. And I think up here, maybe another roundabout, just so that we can have traffic and everything kind of go back together. Because I want just kind of like a cool approach to the university itself. And then maybe like bypassing this, we could have like a little bridged road or something. Let me put that in really quickly. Oh yeah. So it's 12 on that side, 9 on this side, just so we can get a different pillar height. But we want them to look even, so that's why we did that. And we're going to use 12 units to go back down to ground level. Oh, that's so cool. So yeah, you would like cross through this bridge thing, and then bam, there's the university campus. That's kind of cool. And then this will be like, you know, our little expressway with trams and trees and that kind of stuff. So we'll push this back a little bit further, I guess, just to give us a little bit more room to work and build with. And then let's try for another one of those roundabouts over here. And then this can just go into our school. Huge fan of these. Okay. And then we'll switch over to different road types and then get this all looking nice and pretty. And this is just honestly just for fun. And we could even have this hop skip up and over the, or we can have it become a tunnel and then come up underneath, just to let the roundabouts do a little bit more of its job in terms of balancing traffic load and that kind of stuff. And oh no, we lost the entire length of that thing. That's okay. Can I find my snap point? Yes. Oh, I see. It was a little crooked. Okay, so I'm going to go underground. I don't think it wants me to. So in an instance like this, where I can only get so much length out of it, we can try a few things. For starters, we can see if we can connect any one of these 2 points. Doesn't look like it. And then if needs be, you delete one side of the road. And then we'll put this like that. Delete what we don't need. I might go actually a little bit further. And then we'll tunnel with this. This is so cool. Come out like that. And then we'll have these link up again and become like one of the avenues with the tram tracks in them. And then this is just a fun way to just break traffic and just, just for fun. I don't even know here. Okay, so let's actually change this to this kind of road and we'll put the trees. Otherwise, it's going to be a bit tree overload, which is kind of strange coming from me because I love trees, but I don't want to get too chaotic here. Yeah, that looks a little bit cleaner to me, and having the trees like that I like. Get rid of these ones just for the moment. I want like a symmetrical approach to our trees over here. And then this would become this kind of road. And ideally, these would link right up with it. And I think that's going straight enough that we can just kind of work with it. Oh, cool. Also, oh, cool. That's kind of fun, right? Like, completely, like, pointless, very much so. In a real sense, though, we are taking the trams out of the equation and letting traffic flow smoothly through here. So that's kind of a good thing. So let's not knock entirely what we're up to. And we can put some side streets with bicycles and everything kind of linking up through here just to kind of help fit the picture. Just kind of tell us what the area will look like a little bit more. And then why don't we do the same thing over here? Let's be real here. These are university students. A lot of them are not going to be able to afford a car and stuff. Nor is there going to be that much parking. I know that when I go to school, it's terrible for parking. Go really early or don't even bother. Park way down the, like 4 lots over. Okay. And then enough spacing through here that we don't want to cause like a backup in this little spot, right? And this is probably going to be a T intersection just to kind of help along with traffic as well. And then I think our university campus would most likely just go literally like this. Yeah, that's cool. Or possibly we could have one little... Or no, we can even do that around it. And then make this maybe like a one-way just for simplicity. Oh, I have it trams only. Oh, interesting. Oh, I like the idea of that. And then, just for, it would be kind of fun for us to have like a little area just for the trams to pick up and drop off passengers that are going to different parts of the city. So on one side we can do an area for buses to pick up people, and on the other side we can do an area for trams. Okay, so let's get these arrows all pointing the right direction here. Oops. That's a one-way going like that. It'll be two-way traffic going in, and I guess in the back. That'll be a one-way. And I want that to be a one-way. Cool. Just areas, for the trams to kind of go in, drop off people, pick up people. And I'm actually going to get rid of that because it's not very long. Won't let too many people stop. So we'll just kind of use that little side access there as a stop. And then on this side, let's do something like that, but just for buses. And so I'd like to switch over to a bus lane, say around here, just for fun. And then let's go like this. And then we're going to have one-way roads as well. Oops, I did not line up. Okay, so that means we're going to change over here. I wonder if we have room to actually expand this. Nope. That's okay, though. I know we can do this. And then this is just to let more traffic through. Okay. Well, I guess we should have that leaving. So the buses would leave on their own lane. Okay. And that can go like that. Oh, but you know what though? If we have them coming in, we don't have to deal with the traffic lights. So let's worry about that. There we go, that's perfect. So buses can come in, and they've got 2 zones where they can drop off people. And we can still have a stop in front, and that's not, that's not impossible either, right? Cool. And our trams can do a little stoppy here. Excellent. And the reason why we're not going down with the bus lanes the whole way right here is because we're going to end up with traffic lights on both sides, which is what we don't want. But we just get this little extra lane right here for when it gets a bit busy. And then maybe this can be a breakaway into one of our little neighborhoods. Okay, now to make this area look a little bit nicer, let's start putting in some parks and stuff. It'd be great if we'd map that out first, but that's okay. So that just means we'll go out with our road that has the trams. Because again, there's a lot of our citizens are going to be younger, hopefully in this area, or they would be in like real life. So you want to have like a really good like public transit kind of imprint over here. And in the name of symmetry, I'm going to move this one over by 1 unit. Because I think from overhead, you would maybe notice that it doesn't quite line up. I think we would actually be over here. Let's not go too far. So we'll do that. And then I'd like to make a really cool path network going behind them. And then what's neat, you can see how these just kind of connect, is the pedestrians can walk on these just like they would with sidewalks. So we'll go across, link all that up. And then we'll cover all this with trees and everything, and just make this kind of one big, kind of like walking park, which is going to be like really awesome. And then hopefully it's all, hopefully we're able to mirror it. How many squares did that? It was like 6 or so. I think we need to go a bit further. Yeah, I think we are a little bit off in terms of the symmetry, but I don't think it's going to be that noticeable. So maybe go like that. That's kind of neat. And then I would like to get maybe some cars going through the back part up here, but have them not connected to this. And then that way we can have some parks and just some traffic and everything go around the back of the school. And if we do end up buying this tile square here, we can kind of put some sports facilities and stuff over here too. Okay. Well, we can always put a stadium or something in the front here. Okay, great. We don't lose the sidewalk, which is awesome. Now, whether those are symmetrical or not, we're going to keep them. It does look kind of cool. And before anything else, let's bring in our utilities. Or we could have our own separate power grid over here, but no, that seems like it's a little bit complicated. Or wait a minute. Can we do a dam over here? Oh, it doesn't really produce enough power. No. And the way the hydroelectric dams work, it's the difference in the height between the back of the river and this part of the river. So we'd really have to like build up the river walls here to accommodate much more backflow. So that seems like it's a very ambitious project for us to try to undertake right now, so I'm not going to bother. So let's just bring in power the old conventional way. Let's go across like this just for the moment for some symmetry. And we're going to want a train station, I think, as well over here. And we're going to want to bring in those train tracks too. Okay, so that's going over there. And I don't think we can even place this here without losing those paths, but it'd be kind of cool to get like a wind turbine on campus, but that's kind of crazy. Okay, and pipes, of course, of course. And so yeah, in between last episode and this one, when I was doing the tram tracks and stuff, I just made some improvements in some of the roads. I put in some of the piping in some of the areas that were just kind of barren. Just the little things to just kind of save time on our episodes. Be a little bit more efficient. So it's kind of split down the middle. Some of you really enjoy just kind of building a lot of infrastructure, not really doing a whole bunch of like houses and that kind of stuff, whereas some of you are just really like, oh my goodness, I need houses, I need neighborhoods, you know? So it's kind of, I'll try and keep things mixed up, put it that way. It's looking pretty good. Okay, and some smaller parks now. Nice. Oh, very nice. Oh, but, haha. Oh, right, because that's the wider road. I was like, why are those different? What have we done here? But of course, of course. Of course. Okay, great. Just get this kind of working. Nice. Lines up well with those crosswalks, too. I wonder if we can get to that one. We cannot. Let's connect whatever we can, just for fun. If we wanted to, we'd probably do this. Oh, yeah. Okay, we're just thinking like walkability, like that kind of stuff. We want everyone in the city to feel like they can just walk wherever they want to go. We don't want this to be a tall area at all. It's going to be very like low to the ground and stuff, so. All right, now where can we put our train station? Probably really close by. That would make sense. And it can be an endpoint. We're kind of low on money here. And what I mean by endpoint is we can just have the train stop here and not have to go further in. We can put that right here even. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Actually, I quite like that. Just kind of walk down the street to catch the bus or go to class or whatever. Oh, I quite like that. Okay. You're going places. Oh, not too much money really at all now. All right, in the name of saving time here, let's take these out. Always worry about paying those off a little later on. Okay, now same idea. I just like to have our everything just be kind of level and even Steven. So that our trains that are queuing don't look too bizarro. It doesn't look too nice. So we gotta go down, I think, to ground level before we make the bridge across. A lot of trial and error when it comes to this. Oh, that's not so bad. That little bit of the lip right there, I can actually deal with that. I reckon if we do this in 2 stages, we may even get it. Oh yeah, look at that, much cleaner. Okay. The idea of this would be to make it a little bit oversized so that trains don't really get in the way of one another. I'd love for it to go like that and then connect, but I don't think we have the ability to make that a bit tighter. No, that's a bit taller. So for me to get the distance I want, I'm gonna go like this. It's not gonna happen with here. I could possibly do it with a road. Sometimes you get the snap points, you don't. Well, forget what I was saying. I was gonna do the same kind of trick I've done before with bridges where you just kind of clip out a segment by adding a bit of rail, you know, and then you delete whatever you don't need, but not gonna happen right here. This, however, will work beautifully. Okay, so let's do that. And then the same idea, but over here. And this might not be the most even looking junction, but that's okay. And then this side, maybe not as smooth as it should be, but also not the end of the world. Hey, cool, look at this, some trains. Alright, so we should see some train activity actually rather quickly over here. And look at all these people driving to school already, cool. Haha, this is awesome. Alright, let's do some decorating before we get too carried away. Now, what would be a nice tree to go up the side here? Probably some pines, they're pretty tall. Don't want to get in the way of the tram tracks, though. Go like that, that would look kind of nice. Or we could always do, oh, the hedges are, I think, a little bit too tiny to do. Kind of them as an accent thing. Could always use these, though. Oh yes, that's quite nice. And then we can put some pines just down the middle. Just to sneak a few through. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so splendid. Very nice. And the bulk of this will be filled in with other stuff, so it'll be nice to see some trees and everything still kind of, you know, making an appearance. And then these, we could always just do like a little bit of an overboard approach. Where let's say we encircle the roundabout like this, and then do either like pines in the center. That works for me. Or you do like a different style of tree. Actually, it looks pretty cool. So might as well keep our pines alive. I was using the smaller pines over here, so let's use the smaller ones again in this part. But let's put this in first. All right. One more there would be nice. There we go. It's just the little things like that that just really do add up. Okay. Now, in terms of these little one-way streets here, I'm actually not opposed to zoning off them. Maybe just in and around campus we can get some shops or something going. I'm not saying we're going to do too much zoning. But then like down here, for example, we could have kind of like a little housing district or something. So when we have this come across, I don't think we're going to be able to go under. We could do something really just tiny like that. Because of how small the zoning squares are, we're going to be guaranteed houses. Just go like that. That'd be kind of cool. Well, we'll put in some services and stuff over here too, but we'll slowly just work at this. But yes, this is definitely taking shape. Alright, now behind here, I want to get a way in for our pedestrians. And you know what? Even though I said I wasn't going to put one in, let's do a way through for cars as well. We can just reconnect these. And then realistically, if we want to use the zoning squares instead of having the pedestrian pathways, we can always take these out in cars. Just like, you know, in those spots there. And then we can make this right here. There we go. See if I can clean that up slightly. Not really. But I'm sure we could put a tree or something. Yeah, there we go. Make it look like it actually has a purpose. And then if we want some commercial or some shopping options just for our students, you know, again, we just put a few in here. We can vary the size of the buildings we want to. Doesn't mean we have to fill everything up. And then we can always have just walking past that kind of stuff in between where the zoning squares are. And then something that we should kind of expand upon is our little bike network. So we should maybe have an elevated one that just maybe dips on through here as well. Or it's like this road should continue as, well, that's kind of nice like that, right? So yeah, like a bike lane the whole way through. That's kind of neat. I like that through the park. And then this could continue as a bridge. And then that could just maybe be a bike lane only bridge. Oh man, awesome idea. Crazy top, I love it. And then there's nothing saying that we have to zone in and around here. This can just be parkland the whole time. So this can just stay, you know, like a bridge or a bike just kind of path on its own. A bridge. Where are we going to connect to? Okay, our little downtown link should have something. So we should have, I think maybe one more road almost going through here. Has the bike lane on it. And then that can just link up with this just temporarily, or when I say temporarily I just mean like the lazy way approach, just going across like that, right? Still works though. Use the lights in the crossing there. And then that we can connect with a tunnel or a bridge from this side over here. So let's do a tunnel, bridge. Oh my, we have to go very tall. Well, maybe we can figure that out afterwards, but you kind of get the general idea, right? Okay, so we've got this. Not everything is powered and connected, it looks like. One other thing we could have put in the middle of our roundabout if we made it a bit bigger was one of these wind turbines. Also something we could have, you know, keep in mind for down the road. And then I'm going to put in some power lines just through here. I wonder why these are coming out so tall. Who ordered that height? I noticed that right away, but I just didn't react to it. Just a few of these for the moment. Just to get some more power flowing. Some more buildings in. Okay. There we go. All right. So as far as services go over here, let's start adding a few things in. Let's make our people on campus feel a little bit safer. We always have some housing all on the back part of campus too, because why not? Maybe some bigger buildings here, sure. Okay, so on campus, let's have a police station. We can put that right over here. Perfect. Let's have a fire station a little bit further down here, but let's have it like so you can enter the roundabout with it, so it's pretty efficient. Yeah, that's perfect. I don't think we need a hospital over here, but we could definitely use maybe 1 or 2 clinics. Put that across the street from campus. We'll put a sauna over here as well. On campus, yeah. Oh, maybe. Now let's put that over here by the park. Or actually, no, let's put it next to the medical center. That's kind of a nice little combo right there. But let's move that a little bit further apart. And actually, let's go even further. Oh gosh, I'm going to spend all our money just moving facilities around here. Okay, let's do something for walking. Like I said, we want to be like super walking friendly the whole time, right? Something like that. Oh gosh, that does not look very nice. That's a shame, 'cause that's kind of cool. So why don't we do these two together then over there? Leave that like that, cool. Or maybe even, oh gosh, I'm spending so much money moving this stuff around. What a waste. There we go. That way the paths don't look too bizarro. And let's put in some trees. Oh, can we have them on the inside? No way. I don't think we can go the whole way up. No, we can't. Get out of here. I love this game. It's so funny. So many of you point out how excited I get just over the smallest things, but I don't know. Sometimes it's the little victories. It's more like if you envision something in your mind and it just kind of, comes through, whatever. I really like that. I have those moments often with this game. There's a lot of guesswork too, as to whether or not it's going to work or not. Okay. That's very nice. And then this can just be shops, which is totally doable. Get rid of that last little bit right there. This can be shops right here as well. Cool, like little university towns coming together here. I love this. So we'll put in the rest of the schools and that kind of stuff as well. I'm actually not opposed to putting that on that road there. Oh, and I just thought of something that's going to be challenging to do, but at the same time, awesome to do. But I'm going to save it for the next episode, guys, and I hopefully will remember it. But I think we're going to stop right here. And holy smokes, this is looking really cool. So I'm actually surprised we got this much built. I didn't think it was going to be done in one episode, but definitely the makings of a really nice little university campus and kind of surrounding area. So we'll pick up where we will be leaving off right now in our next episode. And then right away we'll be bringing in at least one tram. And you know what, why don't we just end with that now? Why don't we, I know we're kind of a little bit overboard in terms of our time here, but why don't we just put something in? Let's just do this really quickly. Hope you guys can bear with me for this. Okay, so I'm going to put down our depot over where hopefully no one will really mind the noise too much. It's probably a bit noisy over there, so let's go over here. It's our little industrial area, perfect. Okay, so very quickly, let's just do a nice little line that just kind of falls back on itself, so we'll start there. My whole thing is I wanted to have some stops throughout so that we can accommodate lots of passengers and stuff, right? But you'll kind of see what I have in mind for doing that in the next episode. So this is basically an express route, kind of going the whole way down here. And why don't we go to this middle one? So it just ends there and then comes all the way up here. We have one little stop in front of the campus, one stop there, one stop behind the campus. Maybe further up, there we go. And that's us leaving. So the line is now complete. Really quick, really simple one. We're gonna color the line. Why don't we make this? What's a fun color we can do here? Why don't we do like kind of a bright lime green for crazies? Let's see what that looks like. If that's too loud, maybe we'll get rid of it. But where's our depot's over here? Well, that's not so bad. Actually, kind of cool. So these will go off to their line, so maybe we can follow one right now. Cool. Oh, might help if I don't press any buttons. I just want to scroll out. There we go. All right. See, this part's a little bit steep, but that's okay. That's underground. Let me put it on 3-speed, and let's watch this go all the way down to our university campus. So yeah, in the next episode, we'll put in a few more of our transit lines, and just kind of finish off in just in that area. And if you guys have any suggestions, totally feel free to just let me know. Oh gosh, that's so silly. I wish I had that going the other way. Okay, well, I'm actually going to fix that right now. So, drat, forget I said that. Oh no, why did we add these trams? Okay, I'm going to fix that. Next episode, we'll carry off. All right, guys. I tried. Adios, though. All the best. I'm looking forward to the comments. Let me know what you think. This is pretty cool. Let's take a look at this one more time. Really happy with this. All right, guys. Looking forward to, yeah, seeing you in the next one. All right, all the best.